like a TV station.
We need a pre-roll. We need like some music to pre-roll. I'm gonna work on that for you guys.
I think that's why I like the StreamYard, because then
I love StreamYard. And I use it.
Yeah, for sure. Hi everyone. Don't mind us. We're just having our own little conversation. We're having a party already. So I'm going to go live on Facebook. Welcome Zoom audience. And if you'd like to watch us on Facebook, you can do so on the RE/MAX INTEGRA US page. Is that a sombrero? What was that?
Yeah.
That like brought me back.
Yeah, you said party. So we have to do,
We need Booj part. Oh, look. You know what? I don't even know if I want to know why you have those at your desk.
You don't. You got to remember, I used to be a children's pastor. I've got all kinds of stuff all over my office.
I bet you do. I bet you do. Well, hello, Facebook. Welcome. Come on in. Join us. We are just about ready to go here. I'm going to pull
join the party. I don't know if is that backwards? That's backwards to you guys, isn't it? How do I write backwards?
It's straight to me.
Oh, good. That made me feel bad. I thought I wrote all backwards. Like that was stupid.
Yeah, no, we're good. All right. Thursday afternoon. Here we are, June 25th. I remember we started this series and I was thinking, oh, that's a long ways off, but hello, RE/MAX friends. Good to see you all. So tell us where you're tuning in from. Tell us if you're on vacation. Tell us whatever you want to tell us today. Please do so.
There's Lori. Lori's from, I don't know where Lori's from, but she says hi. Hey, Lori.
Tim.
Oh, there's Tim. Houston. Yeah.
Boca Raton.
I bet it's hot in Houston.
Oh, I know it is.
It's Lori. Hi, Lori.
Hickey and everything. Yeah, thanks for the shout out on the Facebook group too, Jeremy and Heather too.
Yeah.
Well, welcome everyone. We are at our official start time. Welcome to the RE/MAX Building Your Business with Booj series. This is our final chapter for this round. And I'm super excited. I know, I'm sad. And we're going to talk today about advanced websites and SEO. I am so excited to have two people that don't even need an introduction, but welcome officially to the RE/MAX INTEGRA audience. We are proud to be your host today. We're an independent region of RE/MAX. We're Midwest New England. And welcome to all of our brand new best friends in the company-owned regions from Florida, Texas, and all kinds of places around. I'm thrilled to have you. My name is Michelle Hoyt. I am a regional trainer for RE/MAX INTEGRA. And we are completing our Building Your Business with Booj series today. The whole playlist is available on the RE/MAX INTEGRA US YouTube channel. And I also had RU upload them this week. So we'll add this final one onto there as also.
Nice.
So Heather and Jeremy, your names will be tagged. So when you search your name on RU, those videos should pop up, which is great. So, cool. All right. Yay.
It's kind of scary. Don't ever search your name. I searched my name once and it was not favorable.
Search my name. You don't have anything to worry about. Google account.
Maybe I'll do it. Make me feel better.
When you go incognito and search yourself, that's a whole other discussion. So.
That's a good point.
It's all SEO though.
That's good SEO. We're going to talk about that today. So anyway, I promise you today is going to be a lively session. I'm sure we're going to have lots of spontaneous moments. We want to hear from you. We want to hear your questions. Take note of the chat box and the Q&A box here on Zoom. Those of you on Facebook, we're going to watch the comments as well. I see some of our new best friends. Hi, Anna Duarte is on there.
Woo woo! What's up, Anna?
Glad you got over your other meetings so you could jump on.
Yeah, for sure. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started, everyone. We're talking advanced websites and SEO. But before we do, I'm going to have my two BFFs in the Booj world introduce themselves. Let's start with you, Heather.
Heather Holiday, RE/MAX Elite out of Melbourne, Florida. We have 5 offices, just over 100 agents. I work remotely out of East Tennessee. I used to fly down every month. Right now, not as much. I did drive down for a couple weeks. I guess almost a couple weeks ago. I've been doing a lot of that. I've done about 200 of the Booj sites. Of course, I did all of them for my office agents and help the ones that want to do it themselves. We all know that, not all agents are web developers, but, those that do want to learn it and everything, we're happy to help them. I also admin the Remax Tech and Tools and the creative group. I know the Tech and Tools we started around summertime, and it was really just seeing, you know, the Booj about to be launched. And then we have a slew of all these other tech and all these fun tools that we now have, and we should be able to play with between the Photify and, you know, First IO, all that fun stuff. So that's a little bit about me. I guess I've been with Remax for about 15 years, so.
Yay. Thank you, Heather, for all you do for Remax. We love it. Jeremy.
Guys, hello, my name is Jeremy Collins. I am just like I'm actually just a dancer. That's what I do in the real life. I'm just joking.
Oh, come on, don't do that.
Wants to dance. I'm the marketing technology director at Remax Creative Realty, right outside of Lexington, Kentucky. We have 3 offices, and I love Booj. I literally started a Booj group back in, November of last year, and I think we've got, I don't know, almost 5,000 members in it, and we answer lots of questions. That's the real goal, and my heart really is to help agents, you know, go to the next level. And so anything Booj wise, we try to at least come with the answers for. We make it up really good. I'm pretty good at making up answers. And beyond that, that's it. Let's have some fun today.
We are gonna have fun. Thanks to Heather and Jeremy. So, all right. Well, so let's talk a little bit. By the way, everyone, they're going to share their screens. They're going to do live drives. We're going to have all kinds of things to show you today. But let's talk for a moment now. And this is a good time. And as we wrap up this series, you both had Booj for just under a year now. And it's probably been, there's been ups and downs, as we can all, probably the best way to put it at this time. But what have been some of your highlights? If you could each pick maybe 2 to 3 highlights of what you've learned or what your experience has been like with Booj since it launched. We'll start with you, Heather.
You know, I think just like Jeremy, like we're kind of tech geeks in our own.
Yep.
So for me, it's, you know, it's learning a new program. I find that exciting. So I'm sure most agents don't like to do that, but that's why they have, you know, that's why we're here, because we live and breathe Booj. I like just coming up with, just thinking outside the box, knowing what works, what doesn't, and just really getting outside of our own head. And sometimes I think we think too much about it, but really learning the system and finding ways to make it work. We find that fun. And then being able to share that on to the agents and helping them, I think those are just really what I like the most about any new system.
I'm exactly in there with Heather, guys. It's a new thing. I'm weird like that. I've started 4 or 5 businesses just on whims, and I thought, okay, let's do it. And so the same thing with the CRM and the websites. I mean, I've been a website developer for almost 10, 15, almost, oh my gosh, I feel old now, for a long time. And learning something new is not scary. It's just, you got to take the baby steps to get there. And so, sometimes, especially with the Booj system, when it first rolled out, I mean, it rolled out with, in there with First IO, with Design Center, with Remax Hustle. I mean, it's kind of like a big murky, watery field sometimes, what I feel like. And all we need is just take baby steps to figure out how to learn these next little steps, like the websites. These websites are the best websites Remax has ever had, in my opinion. I mean, definitely better than what we had, last year before last. And so you can actually customize this stuff now. And that's what I get excited about. As agents, you can really show who you are using these sites, using these CRMs that Booj has built. And I think that's the real key, is let's figure out how we can show individuality using these tools that Remax has provided us. So that gets me excited.
Good. Which leads me to my next comment and question. And by the way, we're all in this position. So how do you both maintain that enthusiasm, that excitement that you love about Booj when there have been bugs and there have been fixes needed and there have been setbacks? So share with us how you make it through and keep the smile on your face, because I am in the same position as you, and let's hear it. Heather.
I think it's really about finding what does work. Let's focus on that. I mean, there are going to be a little bugs. I think we were talking about that. I've never really had gray hair until Booj. But also, like, it's like a kid, Christmas Eve, whenever I see that there's going to be an update. So then it's like, I can't wait. Like, oh, I just have to stay up all night. What is going to change?
Yeah.
What's going to be the new feature? And I know there's a lot of cool stuff coming down the line. I mean, there's bugs in every system. I mean, it just is what it is. It's brand new technology. Seeing where it started to where it's ending, that excites me. So to watch it evolve and knowing that this isn't some other product by a third party where we don't have a voice in what we can do, and knowing that we have our own developers that are listening to us. We have the ideas portal. We can put in stuff, vote them up, that they're listening. And that excites me, seeing these changes happen. So when something is buggy, I usually know it's because something is happening that I'm going to get excited about.
You know, I'm the same boat. You know, here's the deal, guys. You know, I've been on lots of big launches, big software launches from Microsoft Windows. When Windows 10 and all that stuff came out, I was part of that. I was actually able to beta test a lot of that stuff. You know, when Photoshop, I'm a huge Adobe guy. And so when Photoshop came out, which everybody, if you know, Photoshop is kind of the premier photo editing software. I've been part of that team for years. And here's the deal, guys. They all have bugs. You know, they all have issues. I went to save a video once using Premiere, which is a well-known program. It just kept giving me errors after errors after errors. And it was a big bug across the whole nation, guys. And so here's the deal. You know, when we find out these little bugs, you just know there's advancement getting ready to happen. In my opinion. Yes, is it frustrating? Sure. When you try to click a button, it doesn't work. It's frustrating. But just know that there's something coming. And I think Heather hit the nail on the head when she said, you know, where Remax owns this platform, it's a game changer for anything you can think about, because they can quickly make turns when other companies can't. Like if I made a suggestion to Adobe about something, I may never hear back, period. You know, yeah, it may take a couple weeks here at Remax because there's so much they have to deal with. But guys, they are making huge advancements. I mean, the contacts we've talked to, you know, with the Booj team, they are working really hard to make sure, you know, this platform is great for each agent. It's really individualized to agents, and I think that's the real key. You know, don't get stressed out about it. If something doesn't work, you know what? It will get fixed. I promise you it will. You know, work on stuff that it does. Like if the email program, you know, you're frustrated with it, send text. You know, if the website's frustrated with you, go back to using the blocks that are actually really working for you that make sense. You know, just don't get too frustrated with it. I'm kind of one of those, you know, chip off the block, let's keep on rolling kind of person. And so I think that, you know, the more positive attitudes we can have, the better the platform's going to be for us.
I love it. And both of you, and I think Heather said it almost verbatim, but let's focus on what the system does have that is working versus what it's not and what it's yet to be. So I think that's the main reason. I think the three of us we work with all of you one-on-one, we train, we help, and that's what gets us through it, because we see the possibilities, we see the potential, we know it's frustrating, but thanks so much for that great summary of how you do it. So
yeah, real quickly, there's, you know, sorry, I'm ADD in it here, but there are agents right now. I know Heather's probably worked with them, Michelle's worked with them. There's agents that are using this platform that are actually doing really well. Like I've got an agent that's burning up the leads coming through his website right now, you know, sometimes 5 a week, sometimes 10 a week, you know, just promoting it out, self-promoting, that's really doing a great job with it. So, you know, you may get frustrated, but let you know that this platform does work. I've got agents that are working it, that are doing a great job with it. So, you know, keep the push going.
Yeah, thank you. Heather, you're going to say something?
I was just saying, like, I know there's a lot of agents and they're probably newer at trying to get things to work, and just know, like, between the groups that we have for, you know, Booj and stuff, and I mean, Jeremy's, you're killing it with all the tutorials and stuff. You know, I mean, just if something's not working right, don't get so overwhelmed and frustrated. Yep. Go in these groups, ask the question, because it may just be, it could be just a glitch. It could be something that's not live yet. I mean, there's so many different aspects, and, you know, just ask us. That we're in the system all the time. We may know. I know a lot of it is my links aren't saving or something. Well, they have that, you know, that text link way too long and it doesn't give you an error, and maybe it should, but right now it doesn't. And I see a lot of frustration for those that are trying. Kudos for doing that, but don't get too frustrated. It's probably not you. And there's a simple fix, but you just have to ask.
Thanks. And, you know, I just want to say quickly, I know there's broker owners and managers watching this right now. A lot of you have reached out to me, and I'm sure to Heather and Jeremy, about recruiting and how do I talk about Booj, and how can I be confident recruiting with Booj when it's not working right? So this is where, I mean, we can help you, but one of the ways you could present it that might make a lot of sense is it's almost like it's a startup. The tech is a startup, which is so exciting, building from the, hey guys, listen, it's our own technology. We're building it from the ground up. You're coming into RE/MAX at the best time, or you would be coming into RE/MAX at the best time, where you, not only do you get to see it being built, but you'll have a voice, you'll have, and Heather or Jeremy, I want one of you to show that the platform where they can vote and put things in. So that's one of the things that I know broker owners and managers are very concerned with, and it's technology. So there's going to be things that will happen, but hopefully that gives you some more insight into that. So let's get to the websites then. Heather, Jeremy, whichever one of you wants to go first. What would you say are some of your top 2 or 3 favorite features about the websites? So Jeremy, we'll start with you.
Yay! Guys, really, you know, there are some amazing tools. I mean, honestly, being able to upload a video to YouTube, and it really is kind of making us do it. You know, in order to have a video on our website, we have to put it on our YouTube channel. And I love the fact you have to do that, because it actually makes our agents create Facebook channel or create YouTube channels, which that's a rarity in the big scheme of things. And all the agents, you're probably, if you create a YouTube channel and use it, you're probably in the top 5% already. And so it makes us do that. And to be able to embed those videos directly on our website, it increases the SEO because it keeps people on your page longer. Google loves that. So we want people on your sites longer. So that means you have to create content for your sites. So put the videos up there, put your text information. If you haven't thought about it, you can actually add, school pages directly on your website as resources, right? And so those are items that drag people to your site where they wouldn't be there, normally. Normally what? As a realtor has what you can search for properties, right? These sites allow you to maximize that by adding more resources to it, whether it be community pages, whether it be videos about the community, whether it be, it's really a huge opportunity that one click, you add a block and you got it.
There you go. He's like, Jeremy.
Is that like a mic drop, Jeremy?
Yeah.
That's your turn, Heather.
Heather, back to you.
I really like
there's some chatter going on here too. Go ahead. We'll read some of this after you're done, Heather. What are your favorite
visual aspect of and how we can customize? It's very visually appealing, and how we can customize all that. With our last sites, we couldn't do that. Even with, what was it? The Reliance before that, that wasn't mobile responsive. So 85% of the people that are coming to your website, they're not going to see all of this stuff that you're doing because they went to some other weird, kind of app looking thing. So being able to have a mobile responsive site is huge. If anyone looks at any analytics they've ever had, but I like the visual aspect. Because that way you can customize it, making it your own. And with the sites, to me, it's like I use a website as my little hub. It's going to be something you have the same questions, just, on an agent level, from a tech and marketing, we get the same questions all the time. So whether we do videos about it, whether we do blogs about it, write articles, I store everything inside of my website. It's my hub. I may have something from a year ago. I'm still getting the same questions. I can easily direct them straight to that article on my website. It's saving me time, especially if there's a video involved. That's living on YouTube. Everything just talks to each other. But I just think of my website as kind of like my little hub, my informational hub. You want all the schools. When I moved to Tennessee, I didn't know anything. I couldn't believe how many websites, like I'm just trying to find a website, from an agent that just had the city, the taxes, like all the stuff I needed to do. I'm having to dig, and luckily the water department of all of them sent me a PDF with everything. Like I didn't even know there wasn't city trash pickup, and I didn't know that because I didn't set that up until I moved. And I was like, what do you mean there's no city trash pickup? I knew I moved out into the country, but
yeah, no,
there's just little things that I think sometimes we think too much like an agent and we don't think like a consumer. And I think we need to add all of that stuff because it becomes that hub for the agent. They're not going to go to your website just to search for a property. They're going to go there because they know anything they need from, you know, now, tomorrow, next week, not just when they're buying a house. And that's just what I like about being able to customize.
Just to tag along what you said, guys, you know, an SEO tip real quick is, you know, be first to the market. So, for example, what that means is, you know, let's say if you've got a group of 15 agents in your office, you really want to create a page that says moving, let's say I live in Lexington, moving to Lexington, Kentucky, and have a list of stuff in there because Google picks that up as you're the owner. So the deal is, guys, you don't want to be second, third, fourth to the bat here. Maybe wait a month, wait 6 months before you jump into Booj, like I've been heard so many times. You know, I wait till the bugs are worked out. Great, do that. I'm going to keep burning up my website, and then I'm going to be top of mind when my local people start searching it. And so, guys, go out there and do it right now. Go create your page that says moving to whatever city you're in. That should be a #1 page you should have. And literally list out the benefits of living there. And then when someone goes to Google, because you were first to bat, first one to get there with this content, Google says, oh, go visit Heather's website for this content. That's what we want.
Yep, love it. That's awesome. So Heather, let's have you go ahead and share your screen, and I want you to show the audience here, all of our friends, what some of your favorite sample sites are out there, whether you've done them, because Heather does this, of course, or just in general, what you've seen out there. While she's doing that, let's look at some of these comments. We got some shout outs about loving their websites. Happy to see that. We've also got, let's see, I love the technology, love their website. Someone just said, I just got a lead from Remax. The buyer is under contract in less than 3 weeks. Woohoo!
Nice.
And yes, so it looks like there's some other, you know, again, you can always reach out to product support for the core regions, Remax INTEGRA support for INTEGRA. And so one of the things you have to promote your own site. No one else is going to do it but you. And, you know, rather than wait for leads to come from remax.com, this is your tool to really get out there and make it happen. And if you're having issues, looks like some of you having issues with adding links to the site or any other type of issues like that, again, please go to product support if you're with the company on regions, or INTEGRA support. And then let me see anything else. There's a question, is there a way to share MLS listed homes that's listed by other brokers through Booj email? Well, technically every website is an IDX, so consumers can search your entire MLS on your website. So just share your website. If there's something else you're trying to do with it, let us know, but that's my answer. Anything different, Jeremy?
Did they say anything about email? Did I hear that right? Did they want something about email? Is that what they said?
They want to share MLS listed homes through Booj email. So
you can do that. Yep. There's actually inside of the email campaigns, you can actually add a listing block inside your email campaigns, and all you just put the MLS number in, and it should come up, or your listings are there in a drop down box. So we do it all the time here. So definitely go for it.
Yep. Sounds good. All right. And then, okay. So take it away, Heather.
So I'm just going to show how, you know, just some ideas on pages for cities or whatnot on how you can be sharing and creating your own content and pages. So like here's just the different listings. Now I do like it because I can customize what search. Before I was getting like the vacant land or, you know, a rental. Now I just have it where it's just the newest listings from our office. So as new listings come up, they'll pop up in this box for our office. How you can customize it. But here, like if I go to search by city or find information, here's where I think like all of your city pages, I know a lot of agents, like we built kind of pages and didn't have the searches. So we have like a little map or something, but now we can customize each of these searches. And where'd it go? My page went away. But you can actually add information, add photos. You can get all of these different photos. I like Shutterstock. I pay like a monthly fee so I can download. And I know that was something that we talked about is don't just go to Google and find a graphic. Because I know we were kind of talking about that, and I'll let Jeremy go into that as well. Don't ever do that. There's tons of resources. You can get royalty-free graphics. Never go to Google, oh, I like this graphic. For me, I like go out there, take your own video, go out there, take your own pictures, whatnot. I like to kind of label the pictures because as you see this little pen, if you have Pinterest, Pinterest is just going to be another way you can backlink to your website. So by adding, you know, a graphic or your logo or anything like that, information, you should be sharing this kind of stuff as many places as you can. Just because you have a website doesn't mean, oh, well, where are my leads? I have a website. It doesn't work that way. If you're not driving traffic to it or giving value, nobody else is going to know about it. So it's about sharing it, whether you're sharing to social, you can share certain, you know, your properties. Don't do it via MLS. I know we were kind of talking about this. Share it from your website. Share any of the pages that you're doing from your website.
Let's say that again, Heather, together. Do not share your MLS listings if you have a Booj site. Do not share your Zillow listings, your on Zillow URLs if you have a Booj site. Just saying out loud.
Yeah,
I agree.
I think it drives us all nuts. Like, you have a website. So many people are like, I have a website, I don't get anything from it. Well, are you sharing your listings from your website? How are you driving your own traffic to your website? Is your app link in your email signature? Is your website in your signature? Is it on every marketing piece? I mean, you could have so many different domains. You could have city pages like here on Cocoa Beach. And just like what Jeremy said, move to, you know, CocoaBeach.com. That takes them to the page with all the information, everything they need to know about moving. I just kind of threw these in here just to have it. Now you can have all these custom searches done. So here's homes for sale, here's condos, here's hot new listings. You could have your listings, your office listings. You can just create listings galore, but really the information is in the content and the links that provides value. You could make this a slideshow. So I could really go until I'm blue in the death, but I blue in the face.
Well, no, and that's good. Let's talk a little bit about how you optimize this page. Jeremy, that would be your area.
Yeah, if you guys, let me see if I how about share my screen? Hold on, let's see.
Yes, I see.
Oh, wait. Sorry, Heather.
I'll stop so you can share.
All right, now we go. We're tag teaming in here. Here we go. Let's see. All right, so guys, this is actually a page I just jumped in and created. This is called Cynthia, Kentucky Homes. It was just a basic. I just went in there and clicked create new page, put a header on it, and there it is. And so I kind of wanted to show you under page details. So if you go to the top left, you'll see page details. That's where I do all the SEO magic on all your sites. So basically, you go over to page details, and there's a couple options here. Obviously, you have your title of your page. You want that to make sense, guys. You don't want it to be, you know, a number. I went to somebody's agent's website to help them, and there was like 1, 4, and 1, 3. I'm like, no, that don't make no sense. And so, you know, you got to put what it means on there. The slug, obviously, guys, this is something to easily get to your site. So, you know, Heather shared earlier Cocoa Beach. It should be, let's say, your domain / Cocoa Beach. You know, it should be very simple. It shouldn't be, you know, I love Cocoa Beach because it's amazing. That's not going to work. So be sure to keep it simple and short with your slug. And then your description, guys, imagine this page shows up on Google, right? If you do a Google search, there's a black header and then there's words underneath it. This is your description. Put the right description here that makes sense that people would want to see on Google, right? You know, that would describe that page. And this is the SEO parameters. This is where you, my guess is 95% of agent sites right now are blank. That's my guess. And so, you know, you go in there and fill these page informations out, and you're going to be above the crowd. You really are. You know, you're going to be well above what other agents are doing. So go in and fill these out. The page title, put the page name. That's what I always do. I always put the page name, what you feel like it's going to be. And this is the key. Meta tag description, meta description tags, those are not individual words. For example, like when you're building websites out, a lot of times you put in Kentucky and homes and search and all kinds of other individual words. Put full descriptions here. Put full sentences out. You know, like somebody would search in Google. So this first one is looking to purchase a home in Central Kentucky. I actually wrote that out with a question mark because if someone searches looking for a home in Central Kentucky, I want them to find my page. The same concept for that. You might just fall in love with little town Cynthiana. There's key words I'm putting in these words that make sense. You know, the last one was start your home search. So if someone searches home search Cynthiana, I want my page to show up. So go through your entire site, guys, and it's easier to do this while you're building your pages instead of going back and thinking, oh, did I do that? Oh man, I gotta go back and do all this again. As you build your page, just go in there and click page details up here, and then go in there and fill this out real quickly. You know, it's not, don't take a lot of time. This should take less than 4 or 5 minutes, guys, to fill this thing out.
Right. And bare minimum, do your homepage, bare minimum, but
absolutely
every page should be done. So thanks for that. Heather, show us what other websites are cool out there. We're already getting a lot of people asking, okay, that's great, but how did you do it? So what else do you have for us?
So here's like Kathy's, and she has like her website. This is another thing where we brand. So we can't blog on the Booj site. So what we did is we got KCM, since that's like 20, I mean, they do a blog a day. What I do is I kind of have the teaser so that I can pin to our Pinterest these blogs to at least drive more traffic over to there. This is what is going to be shared over to social or whatnot. We just kind of want things to be somewhat branded on our site. So this obviously will take you out and it'll go to the KCM, but we wanted something to at least live on her site that was kind of branded.
So let's talk about that, Heather. So it looks like in that website right there, it looks like you've got, these are image blocks, image text blocks. Is that correct?
Yes, and it's just, this one only goes 2 across.
So if you guys, if you're doing this, you go to image text block and then you go up to the top left, you'll see block details. You click that, and then under, I think it's theme, I can't remember the exact words. I think it says theme or something like that. You drop down and you can choose 3 column, 2 column, or 1 column. This is a 2 column that allows you to put those images side by side. And then the other one I think people may have questions about is the Pinterest little, when you hover over the images, that's actually a Chrome extension she has, guys, and it's a game changer. I mean, I don't care if you use them. I'm not a Pinterest kind of guy, but I use Pinterest every day. You know,
well, I can tell you for the last probably 7 to 10 years, my Google Analytics, Pinterest is my #2 driver to my website.
Me too.
Right behind Facebook. So
yep.
I know I need to pay more attention because, yeah, I use Pinterest for totally different reasons.
Yep.
But it's, you know, it's a driving factor to my website. So I know it works. It's out there. People are on it all the time. So
Agreed.
It's something to be ignored at all.
So guys, you asked the question how to create this. It's called an image text block. You'll see it when you're creating your websites. Just drop your image in, put your header text in, and then put your bottom text in. Any notes on the where it says read full article there, Heather? Any notes on? I think there's a link of characters or something like there. I can't exactly remember.
Yeah. So when you are doing, and I wish these don't save. So I know that we have that in there. But let's see what's in here. So that's these right here.
Yeah.
And by the way, everyone, Heather does a lot with Canva. So if you're looking at these images going, I don't have those in my library, where can I get those? She makes a lot of these in Canva. And I think a lot of you have
everything in Canva. I used to use Illustrator for everything, but oh my God.
I'm finding myself living in Canva a lot more often than I do Photoshop. So
yeah.
Well, I think for me, it was when Illustrator made me like upgrade. It was like having to learn it all over again. And I'm just like, no. And plus I try to get help from, you know, people at work and stuff like that. And for my agents, and it's so much easier just to share the template using Canva, because that's what most of them already use, because I can't do that with Illustrator because most of them don't have it. So that was really what started with Canva. And it was something I could use when I'm on vacation and just have a laptop. So that's really, I mean, I fought it for 2 years, but I use it for everything anymore unless I'm doing a really big project or something like that.
I'll tell you what, Michelle, here's what we can do. I don't know if Heather can share their templates with you. I know I've downloaded it a few times, but maybe at the end of this webinar, we can send Michelle your templates, and then I'll also send Michelle the Booj graphic pack I created. It's got like 25 pre-done graphics with it, and then we'll hook you guys up as long as Heather's cool with that.
No, yeah, I have my link somewhere. I think it's a little bit of everywhere, but it has all my Canva templates for the headers for these. And then I also have a Dropbox folder with all of, I mean, I've got these in every color, every shape. I mean, I've got social buttons. So almost everything that I do, it goes in a Dropbox folder called buttons, so that anytime I add stuff, it's automatically added. So anybody can use these. The circles seem to be a really big hit when Booj first came out, because they didn't understand, like, I don't have, you know, there's no box that says circle. And it's like, no, it's really a square. I just made it a circle. So again, it's just one of those things. I think we just like thinking outside the box, and that was one of them. this right here is the biggest, I think, question is when these do not save for people and it doesn't give you an error. So if your link text is click here to start your interactive map search, that's too many characters. You're not going to get an error. You're going to hit save. It's going to look like it's saved and it's never going to, it won't. So there is a character limit. I just say keep this short.
Yep.
I don't even know what the character.
I think it's 25. If I'm off the top of my head, I think it's 25.
Yeah, so I think that's what it is. It should probably have something. I'm sure Jeremy has put that in the idea portal. So we need to vote that up so they can. It'd be nice to have an error. So that's, you know, just part of the things like Jeremy and I, we do this every single day. So don't get too frustrated. Ask him the group, especially if, you know, product support is closed. But usually we all know because it's something that you're not alone. Like been there, done that. You know, we can easily fix it. Tell you, okay, I know exactly what it is. So that's where I think the groups come in.
Absolutely. Ask the quick questions and see if we can get some quick answers.
Yes. And if not, we'll make it up or figure it out, right?
No, and I just want to stress to everyone how much I appreciate the fact that Booj was rolled out in waves. For those of you that got it first, which Jeremy and Heather were part of those groups, you know, first of all, we so appreciate that you were the first to get it, that you took all this time and effort and resources to create these things. And especially for us at INTEGRA, who just went live March 31st, you paved the way for us. So
we've got gray hairs for you.
Yes.
Yeah. Same here. Yeah.
Pull me a nice coloring job.
Yes.
You guys can put a pool together.
No, I mean, this is incredible though. So I see some more questions coming in. Oh, Anna just thank you, Anna. She just posted some links. You're the best.
Of course, to know that, yes.
Check out the chat box. We're getting some assistance there, but there's a couple of questions there, Jeremy, if you want to run through those.
Yeah, I saw one here that says, why is my customer domain names not showing up when doing searches? Here's the deal, guys. Once you connect your domain name, the more people you send to that domain, Google's going to pick up on that. So really, it's all about it's really up to you now. So, you know, once you've connected that domain, start putting it out there all the time. You know, send out an email blast, send it out on social media. You know, put it on all your social media accounts. You want people driving to it. As soon as somebody visits it, that's where Google says, oh, and then they start listing it in the index. So it is available, and Google does pick it up. And so, you know, hopefully you'll it's SEO. It takes time. And that's my biggest frustration. I've had SEO clients, large companies that I've worked with, guys, that honestly, they want immediate results. And that's just not how Google works. You know, it takes months to get even close to the first page. And sometimes it takes years. So start now. But that's a great question. Just send people to it and Google will pick it up.
Just make sure all your listings you're sharing with that, any information. You could be doing searches on your site and have like a graphic, like hot new listings in X city. You make a cute little graphic, you post it. You use a Remax URL shortener, shorten it up so you can track it. Post that as a link. That's going to drive people back to your website. There's so many different ways you can drive traffic to your website. So don't just say, I published it, I have a website, why is no one going there? And why isn't it being found in Google? If you're not helping drive any traffic there and nobody knows about it, neither does Google.
Yep. And it says, you know, the next one is, you know, do people have to register or do they look on your site? They can register on your site. They can look, register or look. You can just send them there and they can look right now. I don't know if it's active yet. I was looking at that earlier. There's actually going to be basically if they visit three properties, then it'll pop up and ask them to register. I don't think that's active yet, but it's really coming.
Well, it didn't quite work for me, but it is in there. But I know I just had it on a site and it wouldn't let me get past my registration, so I had to turn it off.
No, it may be working now. I can't remember, but so there is in this back end of settings. There's under website, I think website settings or something. I can't remember exactly. It's the bottom on the menu.
I didn't realize it wasn't working until I was just trying to have a link for a property, but it kept making me register and it wouldn't let me get past that gateway. And I'm like, I am registered. I am.
Well, and that's the key. Like, and by the way, we don't necessarily encourage you to keep testing your websites and sending leads to yourself, because if you're going to do that, if you have to do that, please go incognito. Please use an email that is not related to your Remax business. because that will confuse the system. If you're using your email that you used to log into Mac Center every day, it's just not going to work. So have someone in your family test it outside of your computer if you really want to do that. But just
always incognito to test for sure, and then use a completely different email. Absolutely.
Yep. Heather or Jeremy, could either one of you show really quick a couple of questions I know a lot are probably wondering what you mean by an interactive map search and how you created that on your page?
Well, don't ignore that because it goes to another website.
That one goes to another website?
Okay. Yeah, I use my office site as a test. I have 5 locations, and I can't
say maybe use the word.
What you can do, guys, what you can do though is you can create the graphic, interactive map search, and they search and they click it and it goes to your Lexington search map or your city search map.
Right.
So whatever your local city is, you can send it to that search page.
Right.
As long as you keep them on your website and don't even send them to remax.com.
Oh, no.
This on your own. Okay.
I just to make those, I just use what I have on my other website, and I just so it goes over there. We have 5 locations, and even though it's a multi-site, my I can't, like, pod wise, the lead rotation would only go to one office, so we can't, until they fix that, we couldn't use it. So I use it to play.
Yep. The next question I saw was paid ads work as well. I've actually got several agents that we run Google AdWords for. And so, you can actually, without having any code on your website, you can actually run a Google AdWords ad and direct them to your site. I maybe need to do a class on that sometime.
Yes, that would be great. We'd love that. And speaking of Google, a lot of you have been asking about Google Analytics and the Booj website. So Jeremy, where are we with that now?
Yeah, you can't do it yet. I don't know what to tell you. I can't wait for it to happen. No, where's my thing? I can't wait for it to happen, but it is going to happen eventually. They are working on it, guys, where we can hopefully eventually be able to add our own Google Analytics code to our site. There's no time frame to that, sorry. But until then, use Google AdWords. Send people there. If that's what you're wanting to pay for. Google Analytics I can't wait for it to happen. I can't wait for Facebook Pixel to happen. I'm in wait mode.
Well, and just as a quick fix for right now, because I had a conversation with someone earlier today about, we want to see how many people are clicking our website and where they're coming from. As a quick fix, you can use the custom URL shortener in Mac Center. And we encourage you to do that. Take your website link and drop it into the URL shortener. It's in the apps in Mac Center. You will get some basic analytics, but at least it's something. And utilize that tool that way. And there's all kinds of help and videos on that, but reach out to one of us, reach out to me if you're in Integra, you guys on Facebook groups. If you don't know where that is or need help with that, it's a quick fix for right now.
And I love that for any sharing of any property or anything like that. I also use like Linktree.
Yep, love Linktree.
And use Remax URL shortener for the main, but also for all of the links that we're adding in there. And I'll show you that super quick. Just one of them that we have, share. Let's see, that was another website. So if I go, here we go. So this one, it's using the Remax URL shortener to get to the Linktree page. And then it has like my website, my mobile app, the blogs, then you have each of our properties or the video tour, all that kind of stuff. So even if you're doing, and I know like Jeremy had said, we can add those Matterports into the property websites for Design Center. So maybe you want that 3D tour to be able to go to that property website, but at least now you're able to track different aspects. And every one of these, the links are from a Remax URL shortener. So not only is Linktree providing me different stats, but I'm also getting the stats inside from the Remax URL shortener. So it's just kind of easy to remember to be able to share on any social posts, like get more information here, especially like LinkedIn and stuff where you can't actually have hot links inside of your posts and stuff. So it's just food for thought, I guess.
So let me ask both of you, that's fantastic. So Heather and Jeremy, you touched on a really good idea that I'm adding to my list that I already had running of what kind of pages you should have on a really good a website, whether it's office agent or whatever. And it was moving to whatever the name of your city is. I love that. So what are some of the other custom pages that you've seen agents create out there, or what should they have? Let's say if you had to choose 5, what would you like to see out there?
You know, one of them for sure, I would do my preferred partners page. Something that, you know, you can list in there your mortgage companies, your home inspector people, your tile repair guy, you know, whatever it is. You know, you should have a page that people go directly for your current clients, for one, but for two, it's a great way to be a resource to those people. You know, and the way I mean, I've even got agents that actually charge. I mean, I know it's kind of sad, but I may know of an agent that charges to be on their page, you know, to be listed as a preferred partner. You know, so, you know, make sure you utilize your website the max that it can. You know, besides that, community pages are fantastic, especially if you farm a certain area. You know, be sure to have that community page where people can go back, oh, you want to know about, I don't know, Wilmore area? Yeah, just go on my website and click Wilmore. It'll pop up and show you everything you want to know about it. You know, those are 2 things definitely you want to have.
Great. Heather, how about you?
I love the preferred partners, and I was going to show, that's probably one of my favorite parts, because I hate our actual website. I hate how our preferred partners page is, and I love Booj's so much, because Booj is so like image friendly in that way. Definitely. But as I said, like the hub, like what are your most asked questions? If you're, you know, you like to list properties, how many videos do you know, you're never just selling a house, you're always selling a way of life. So I'm always telling the agents, like, as you're out there, I don't care if it's even 15 seconds of video of different landmark places where we live, we'll make something of it, but at least it's some video. We add it to YouTube. There's such longevity with that, but now we can add it to the website. So you can have a seller page. You know, right now it's nice because RE/MAX provided us all of these pages, but really those should go away, and you need to replace that with your own content, because again, it's the same content that's on 100 and however many thousand agents. So Google doesn't recognize that page because it's on everybody's. So really the pages are kind of there, but you need to go in there and edit that, add videos, make it your own. And I know like Tracy, like Tracy's website that we had shown, she has so many videos. I love it. She has the 30 under 30. So that's what we have, is a page about her area with a 30 under 30. It's having all these different locations. And just like Jeremy said, they're staying on the website because they're watching all these fabulous videos. So it's really just a matter of getting started and just doing it. And you don't even have to be in the video.
Nope.
You just need to take it. And then we just put it somewhere, and it gets housed, and then you can add it and then enhance it later. It's just kind of evergreen content. But
well, and the thing is, Heather, that's awesome. Thank you, Jeremy. And the thing is it's about the user experience. And one of the things you'll be able to see on Google Analytics and get even more advanced is how long people are spending on your site, how long they're spending on your pages. So providing them that what they really need without having to ever leave, that moving to with all the community resources is an incredible idea.
You know, also Google, they love obviously people stay on your page longer. That's one of the elements they look at. But they also look at if you're being helpful and sending people other places too, honestly. So yeah, you don't want them to go off your site too often. But when you put, like, for example, a school page, you don't have to put all the stinking information about the school. Put the school and a link to their school page. And what that does, guys, is it links everybody. And if the more people you send to other sites, Google loves that, because they know you're a resource and people are using you for that. So if you can, you know, you don't have to create a whole bunch of content. Just help the community out and put links to other community helpful pages.
Well, definitely. And kind of like with Facebook, we've always advised a lot of you on your own business page to tag other small businesses on your business page and give them shout outs. You could create a page of small businesses in your community. You could have search by city, search by school. It's about making it easy for people, giving them exactly what they need all in one place, and then promoting it like crazy, right? Just
Now, Robin just mentioned real quick, she says, I didn't think I'd send people off my page. I mean, honestly, do you want people to leave your site? Probably not. But if you want to really Google SEO search, if you really want to up your SEO game, you really do promote. I mean, I build websites all the time, guys, and I put tons of external links on there because I know Google likes it. But, you know, obviously I want people to stay on my site too. So there's a catch-22.
But I think it's also where you provide value. So like I have a page, it's Discover Brevard, Florida, and I have all the links to all the area attractions. And of course I want to be able to provide the link for people to be able, where do I go scuba diving? Where do I go, you know, the charter and the boats. And so I want to provide, it's really, for me, it's providing the value. And when I have consumers that, you know, that ask about it, I know it's on my website and I can easily go find it because again, it's my little hub.
Right. And the truth is they open up in new windows and then when they close it, they're still on your website. So
absolutely.
That's the beautiful thing about it. So, I mean, that's a good idea.
And I think someone had mentioned also, James. So yes, the fit to sell videos. So for sure, like you don't even have to create all these seller, you know, videos. They're on YouTube on the Remax channel. So all you have to do is go get a video block or the video carousel and just start adding those links, adding your information to them, putting your spin and text on there. And now you just built an incredible seller page with all of these awesome tips.
That's awesome. Jeremy, do you have a sample of a moving to page on one of your agents' websites you could show us?
I don't remember. I've got 4 or 5 of them.
Are you going to charge us for that to actually?
No. I'll tell you what, at the end of this webinar, I'll send you a link to the one I've got. I can't remember it off the top of my head because I'll be fumbling through all the 150 websites I've built trying to find it. I don't want to do that.
I'm sure.
I'll make a note though, and I'll send it to you.
Yeah. So we've already touched on a little bit about driving traffic to your own website. I mean, this is your virtual storefront. This shows your legitimacy in the business. People can find you. One of the things you might not be doing or not realizing you can do is to put this domain name, once you've got it all set and ready to go, on all these different profiles. Heather and Jeremy, besides what we've talked about already, what are some other ideas, some best practices in promoting their own website and where they can put it?
You know, obviously, guys, I mean, social media is the key. I mean, it's that's where I struggle with it. And there's so many places you can put it, guys, but start somewhere. You know, have a checklist, you know, Facebook, Instagram, obviously, Pinterest. If it's not, I'd say, like I said, 4% probably use Pinterest, if anything. So, and it's a major traffic source for you. So put that out there. Email blast for one. Your signature, Heather mentioned it earlier, your signature, if it doesn't have your email blast, your web domain on it, you need to add that like yesterday, because you send out so many stinking emails as a real estate agent. You know, make sure it's out there. You know, what else? Anything else you got, Heather?
I would say you could even use like QR codes. I mean, you could use QR codes. I use one where I can put the little balloon on it, but you can do that for every one of your properties. So when you're doing a just listed, just sold card, it's driving them right back to that property on your website. But you could put them on your signs. You could have like, look, scan here. I mean, QR codes, it's not like you need to download some app at your camera anymore. It's super, super easy, but you can do it for whether it be like a full, like the link tree for a generic postcard, or if you do a just listed or a sign writer, it can be going to your specific property. But it's just, there's so many different ways that you could do it. If you're farming a specific area, you can do a search for that area on a postcard you're sending out. Look at, you know, just listed homes or price reduction. I mean, you can do all of these searches on your website. Take that URL. I take it over into Remax, the URL shortener. I customize that tail. That way it's easy for me to remember, but I can use it in 2 months from now when I'm sending another postcard. I don't have to redo everything. It's there. It's a live search. It's not going to change, you know, that the actual search isn't going to change. So just think outside the box. There's so many different ways, but really it's all about driving that traffic to your website, letting it be known. Again, the biggest complaint I get is I have a website, I don't get anything from it. It's like, but what are you doing to drive the traffic to the site? Because that's how people know. And my #1 blog year after year after year is the school calendar.
Agreed.
It's ridiculous. I copy and paste. So it's not like I'm linking them straight out. I go to their PDF, I copy it, I make it pretty. It is my #1 blog, well over like 10,000 clicks every year. And I mean, July and August, it's absolutely ridiculous. It blows my mind because I'm like, it's so weird. I just make a cute graphic. I put that information in there. hottest blog every single year, driving the most traffic to my website.
You know, guys, I love that Heather mentioned QR codes because look, I'm a true believer in them because I've seen it work. You know, if you have not, I mean, what's the business cards cost? $35 for 100 for a 500 or something like that. It's pretty cheap. You know, if you have not printed a business card with not your information on it, literally it just says in black text, white card, it says search for homes in Lexington, Kentucky or your city, and then the QR code. That's all you print. And literally you pass those out throughout the neighborhood, throughout the businesses. You work with businesses, see if you can put your card there on the step. I promise you, if you printed 500 of those, you're going to get drive traffic to your site just like that because local businesses they're right there by the checkout at local businesses. And I mean, it's cheap.
It is. And just everyone, don't forget about your Google My Business profile. You need to add your URL to that page, to that profile. It's free. And you know, some of you are wondering what's a Google My Business profile. Look it up. I promise you it's a game changer. If you don't have a complete profile, get some Google reviews, but put your website on there. Put it on your realtor.com profile, your Zillow profile. Give people an opportunity to find you and drive that traffic. I see someone asked a question about when you promote your website, do you use the full URL, the www? When you're just typing it on a business card or something like that, you can just say isellhomes.com. You don't have to put the full
I think
URL.
that's what people have been doing for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of given. We don't type in www anymore. We just
Just write it out.
But a hyperlink is a different story, right?
Yeah.
When you're actually adding it to a profile where you want to create a hyperlink, just about every platform out there, including Mac Center profile, requires the full URL.
And I just use the HTTPS.
Yep.
That's all I use too. Be sure to put the S on there, guys. It just shows that you're secure. And, you know, if you've got it, you might as well use it.
Good tip. All right. So the question comes in. We all know the answer to this. Can you add more than one domain to your Booj website?
You can add in as many as you want.
Okay. And can you explain how that works? Like
Sure.
what has to be done in GoDaddy?
Yeah, so guys, there's really two things you edit. You know, once you add inside of Booj, there's this, or was it website domain manager, I think is what it is. You
Yep.
click into there, you actually add the domain. It gives you two fields to put in. I've got a video I'll share with you, Michelle, that walks you exactly through how to do this. And so literally you just change two things in your DNS settings in GoDaddy. I don't want to get too technical with you. Just watch the video or walk through the PDF that I can send you guys. It's just so much easier. Within, 3 minutes, you can have your domain kicked in.
I have had problems with, GoDaddy, super easy.
Yep.
I've had some that have like network solutions, because they don't let you change that. We send everything, like here is a screenshot, here is a video of me doing it inside of GoDaddy. I don't know what you need to do. They've never been able to get it to work. So I'm like, well, if you need my help, like you're just gonna have to transfer it to GoDaddy. I don't know what to tell you. I can't.
I've actually figured out how to do network solutions. I'll try to record a video on it.
Okay.
You can actually manually walk through and do it yourself in network solutions. It's
Okay.
It's a little funky. The words aren't the same, but it does work.
Okay.
And isn't Google selling domains now? I mean,
They are.
I haven't heard of
It's
anybody.
pretty easy in Google too.
Yeah. So GoDaddy's. Thank you. All right. What's some questions to come in? Okay. So Jennifer wants to see an example of Heather's preferred partners pages.
Oh, sure.
Let's take a look.
Let's see here. Share screen. Where's my Remax Elite? So this is the one I did for my office. So we have their two big ones, and that's just using the image and text, and I just did 2 across, the 2 columns. And then for the smaller ones, I just have those going 3 across. So it just basically has a link to their website, but I'm giving the information. What I did have to do is when you're doing these, you need them to all be the same size. Otherwise, it's not going to be even. That's probably the biggest key when you're doing these image blocks and going across and not just having it one. So again, I use Canva. It's probably like a 300 by 500. I slap the logo inside of there and I save it. So there may be a lot of white space, but at least everything is going to be uniform, because it'll drive me crazy. And I know it drives agents crazy. They don't understand why it's not even. And your text is all messed up. So that's the biggest key and tip I have is use a template inside of Canva, so that all of these graphics as you're going across are the same exact size. But I really like this. And then these, you know, they're just kind of our photography people, so I can just use text links. But I do like being able to use the graphics. And this is so much better than what I have on our current website, because I can't really add graphics because I can't add a table and it's just not even pretty. Whereas I was like, oh, I like this because I can make it pretty. So that's what I have for my preferred partners.
And this looks really good, by the way. And some of you might be wondering, because I get this question a lot, well, we can't just offer one, we have to offer 2 or 3 per, you know, our board requirements. If you need to put a disclaimer on there, do what's required of you and your local board. But this is a fantastic idea. It looks amazing. So I love it, love every bit of it. I kind of like the idea of charging, but
We charge.
It's like selling ad space, right?
You got it.
Basically, it's a marketing fee. You know, our preferred partners are allowed to have all their cards and information are in the front of each of our offices. Others are not. It goes in every single swag bag when a new agent joins. They're the ones they're invited. They're basically treated as family. They're allowed to come to all of our training and events and, you know, sponsor anything that they want. So
if the brokers are watching, guys, we just made you a lot of money just now, just let you know.
You're welcome.
Yeah. And you know, the thing is too, you're obviously going to vet these preferred partners. You don't want just anyone on there.
No, basically, in order to be in our preferred, they have to come through an agent, has to come to us to recommend. Perfect. So if somebody says, oh, I'm willing to pay this amount of money and we don't know who you are, I mean, it basically, we make them come through. One of our agents has to come to us and recommend them for them to be in our preferred partner.
So Tim is asking, can you show how to create a saved search on a Booj website? This is for either one of you.
I can pull it up. I've got it, I think.
Don't know how to create the search.
Well, you have that one thing already open. So
I'm just gonna use that. Hold on a second. Let's do share screen.
You guys are an awesome tag team.
All right. You guys see that? Okay. So if you just add a block, guys, any page, I just pulled up a demo page here, but you can add a block, and then I always just type in, you know, save search, and it pulls up. That's the block you want, the save search block. Click on it, and it's going to automatically do this default, this featured listings. You can change this. You know, you can change this to, I don't know, I'm just making this up as I go. So let's do my top listings. You can change that to a city. You can change that to whatever you want. And then you go over here to the newest first. You can sort any way you want here, by square footage, by price. I mean, I would do price if you want to. And then you put in a location. So you just type in your certain locations. I'm going to do just Lexington, Kentucky listings. Let's do Nicholasville.
I didn't know there were that many Lexingtons in the U.S.
There's a lot. And every time I type in here, I get messed up with it. Or you can actually go down here to property and additional features. It's a little drop down. You click on it, and you can get more definition of what properties actually show. So this is really detailed: square footage, lot size, year built. Keywords is great. So keywords is bring in the data from the actual descriptions that you're putting in, the agents are putting in. So you can pull that kind of information. The defaults here are new listings to site, open houses. So if you just want to do a page, that's a great one. If you just do a page of open houses and then put this save search block in there in these open house page, then you get all the open houses in that area for the page. Price reductions, you can do a page just for price reductions if you want to. You can do a page for virtual tours, any of the virtual tours in the MLS. You can do a save search for that. And then it goes in more detail: property type, status, all listings, just your office listings. You can go into detail of this and just change those settings, hit save, and then add another save search block.
I like how Heather did condos, and then she did other types. And
so I had like the houses, condos, and then the hot new listings. So that was basically anything listed within 7 days.
Yeah,
so that's what was, and I just like hot new properties, and then we could add in just reduced or, you know, I mean, price improved. So there's so many different ways that you could do it. You could have pool homes. I mean, you can just
waterfront, lakefront. Yeah, especially for Minnesota, Wisconsin. I know you a lot in some of the other states where there's a lot of lakes, but
some beachfront property in Kentucky.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course. Definitely. So last call for questions, everyone. We are just slightly over the hour, and we love all your participation. I think we're ending this series with a huge bang. I'm so excited. Let's see. All right. So
Turn your Booj faces
yes,
from sad.
But here's the thing, when we come back this fall, there's going to be a lot of new features. So Anne is asking, for a preferred lender, do you have to fill out a form instead of sending them to a lender's site, and the lender won't know the person came from your website? So how are you both handling those type of things?
We don't tell them so many. We just tell them where we're going to put them.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know how many people when they used to sit in our conference room and, we have a slideshow with them, we just tell them for their marketing dollars, this is where they're going to be put.
But we are the same way.
And Anne, you're tech savvy. I bet you could figure out an even more efficient way to do that. And you should.
You'll want that data.
Yeah, that's right. So getting a lot of great shout outs. Thanks everyone. Great session. Yes, Heather and Jeremy, I feel like I'm in the presence of two, as I call you, the Remax rock stars of the Booj world. I know there's Anna's one of them as well, and there's plenty of others, but a lot of good fans out there on all of this. So thank you everyone. Let's see, we got one more question. I think we're in good shape. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. Final words of advice, Heather and Jeremy. After watching this, and anyone watching this now or watching it afterwards, I know this and you know this, there are still some of you out there that are holding out thinking, well, I'm going to wait to turn on my website until it's perfect, until all the bugs are fixed. What advice would you give those individuals? Starting with you, Jeremy.
You can wait if you want to, but other agents will not, and they're going to beat you out to it. And so the longer you wait, the worse you'll be on SEO wise. The worse Google says, I don't know who that is. And really, that's what you want. So get started, guys. Don't wait. Don't be that one that says, "Oh, I'll wait till later." Great. I'm gonna be the first one that jumped on board. I'm gonna kick your butt. Really, that's the really goal. So don't hesitate, guys. If you have questions, join the Remax Tech and Tools group, guys. Join the Booj group. We are here to help. We are just on there, and there's plenty of other smart people, a lot smarter than us, that are on that group that can definitely help you.
Definitely, Heather.
I would just say, if you don't have another website, like, what are you waiting for? This from the get-go, like, you don't have to edit anything. You just hit that publish button. It's a free website that you can completely customize, and you don't need it to be perfect out of the get-go. It's something that you want to constantly be adding content to. Google likes that, but you can customize as you go. Again, like both of our groups, tons of people, they've already been doing it. We're here to help. You have a huge Remax tribe behind you. We're here to help any way that we can. We have tons of videos and tutorials, us doing it. Our U has a ton of videos. I mean, Michelle, she's got this whole huge series of videos with everyone helping. Just go in there and play. I mean, now's a great time to do it, but especially if you don't have another website, there's really no excuse. I mean, you need web presence for sure. And all you have to do is hit that little publish button and it's done.
Woo! Well, words of wisdom from two amazing people. Thank you again, Heather and Jeremy. Let the parties begin for the summer, and we'll see you all back with some cool new features on Booj. Well, look for us again in the fall. And thank you so much for tuning in today. We loved having you. Have a great summer, everyone.
Thank you for having us.
Bye.